We are joined by a very, very special guest. The great Hunter Hayes is here with us today.
Appreciate
Hunter.
the great part. That's very kind of you.
Oh, well, you know,
I also
I say
feel like
that
since
about...
they can't see you, I felt like I was supposed to be like miming your words for you. Like, it would probably like freak people out.
Yeah, well, you know, I can't be seen. That's the thing. If I'm seen, this whole thing just sort of falls apart.
Just goes away.
Yeah, it does. So we got to keep it this way.
It's fair enough.
So, Hunter, you are working on this sort of amazing series of films that are like music-inspired mini-movies. And that is kind of the project that you have going right now. It's about to sort of kick off. I believe that the first song you're going to do for us today is the first installment in that trilogy.
Yeah.
Tell me a little bit about this first song and sort of how it plays into this whole thing.
Well, so big picture. You know, we've started putting out music kind of one song at a time. This trilogy represents kind of a chapter in a long sort of series of things. And so what I wanted was we started brainstorming on, number one, like this is all part of a big picture project, right? Don't want to necessarily call it an album, but at some point, right, it becomes that. But in the process, these are all tied together. And I wanted a visual version of that. I wanted the fans to really see exactly kind of how they sort of are woven together. Mm-hmm. And we started talking about doing 3 videos that were kind of connected, and it just kind of, the process just was really beautiful because it went from this crazy idea to all of a sudden everything was tied together from Rescue, and it goes on even after this trilogy. But this trilogy represents these 3 songs. So these 3 songs are You Should Be Loved, More, and This Girl. And they'll be coming out sort of 5 weeks apart. So the More comes out next Friday. But the video for You Should Be Loved, which is part 1 of this trilogy, right? This video trilogy, is actually going to be out Monday, and I'm really, really excited for people to see it. We've worked really hard on this because, it's all kind of part of this mini movie. You have the music being released kind of as a series, basically. So the videos get released as a series, and they're all tied together just like the music is.
Yeah, it's really exciting.
Hand in hand.
I mean, it seems
fun,
like
man.
a different way. You know, you're going outside the box of like albums or even singles and kind of making this new product involving visuals and songs. I mean, it's a great idea, and we're excited to hear the music.
I'm excited for you to hear the music as well. It's been a long time in the process. So. Yeah, man. So yeah, let's do the first one. It's You Should Be Loved. Feel free to come up and sing backup, dude. Look at you, just look at you. Girl, you're perfect, that's for sure. Diamond eyes and beauty like I've never seen before. You should be shining like a star instead of crying like you are. Held by a man who don't know what he has, how can I make you see? You should be love, 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 love. You should be love, 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 love. You should be missed by somebody, baby, kissed by somebody, or in love by somebody like me. Somebody like me, yeah. If I were him, girl, if I were him, I would never leave your side. No, I'd take you out, I'd take you home, then take up all your time. I'd never steal you from his arms. I don't mean him any harm, but I can't keep my silence, hard as I try. All I'm trying to say is you should be loved, love, 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 love. You should be loved, love, 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 love. You should be missed by somebody, baby, kissed by somebody, or in love by somebody like me. If he don't make you laugh until you cry, should be loved. Thanks, guys.
Dude, thank you, man. That's a great song.
Thank you, buddy. Appreciate
And
that, man.
you know, it's sort of, and I was listening to the recorded version, which has this kind of pop '50s doo-wop sound to it in the overall sort of scheme of it, and it seems like sort of a bit of a new sound. And I was wondering, like, in the context of this film trilogy that you are making, sort of how much the music and the visuals in your mind are related. How much does one inspire the other? Do you see the pictures as you're writing the music? Do you hear the music as you're thinking about the images?
I can't say that we... Yeah, I can't say that the image... It's kind of funny to me because when you say... I forget exactly how you said it, but I appreciate it. But the sort of doo-wop nature of the kind of production on You Should Be Loved is really actually a reference to a style of music called swamp pop.
Okay.
From Louisiana.
Where you are from?
Which is very much like a modern thing. Like it's an ongoing sound that's sort of preserved and still sort of made and created like today, right?
Yeah, nice.
So that was kind of our goal with the song, was to actually pay tribute to Louisiana, because Blair, one of my buddies that I wrote with on that tune, is also from Louisiana, and Sam Ellis, who actually ended up also producing the whole track with me. He spent a lot of time in Louisiana because we toured in Louisiana together for a long time. So we all kind of, I felt like, wanted to kind of go there and kind of get like bluesy in Louisiana. You know what I mean? Like kind of get that in it. So it's funny because it does kind of have a throwback sort of vibe, almost accidentally. But the 50s, the thought to put the whole film in the 50s, which is where everything's based in the trilogy at least, was just kind of, I mean, honestly, just meant to kind of take you out of your current world for a second. I love movies that are placed in different times. I mean, especially, movies about real things that happen at different times. But I do love kind of being taken out of my current world for a second. It's a bit of a vacation. And I knew that the songs could probably live a little bit better and tell a better story kind of at a different time and place.
Yeah. And so as you're writing these songs, that's kind of the thought you have in your mind is sort of you have an environment or a picture in your mind that you are trying to sort of get out sonically. Do they go together that directly?
I don't know if they go together that directly. I think the songs just kind of get written about your life.
Yeah.
And they just feel how they feel, and you try to do justice to that, and/or take a complete left turn, and make it sound completely different, or make it look completely different than it sounds, which I personally love doing. But I don't know that they're that intentional, if I'm honest.
Yeah, cool.
Yeah.
So the next song in this series is called More, and that song I think is coming out next week, end of next week.
Friday.
Friday. Yeah.
Next Friday. Yeah.
And so tell me a little bit how this one fits into the larger scheme of it.
So More is just about the more time you spend with somebody, the more you love them. And I think in a good relationship, or in the right one, when the right one comes along, that's I feel like I've heard that from a lot of people, right? And felt that way. And so it's like it's just like everything. When you think it can't get any better, it does get better. And that's what More. It was originally called Love You More. And what I wanted out of the song was just to say that. It's just that it keeps getting deeper when you think it can't. And it's just, you just fly higher and higher and higher. And even through the lows, it's better than your time sort of spent in the rough parts are still better than some of the best parts of your life prior to. So.
All right, cool.
Yeah. So might as well do it, right?
Yeah.
Use this handy dandy looper because it's this new thing that nobody's doing, super fresh, right? You're singing in the shower. There's no one else around. Sliding down the hallway, dancing dancing around the house, one glass of champagne in. You were painting up a town, that's when I love you more. When we're late for your friend's party, you can't find a thing to wear. You start cussing that humidity and fussing with your hair. You give up and throw a t-shirt on like you don't even care. That's when I love you more. With every minute, every up and down and gallon, and as long as you're in it, girl, my world keeps getting better. I swear I can't fall harder, but I've said that before. And just like that, why I love you more, baby, just like that, why I love you more. When you can't see the sun, 'cause it's raining in your eyes, and there's clouds around your halo and your wings won't let you fly. When the whole world gets too heavy, baby, that's when I'm gonna love you more. Yeah, love you more. And with every minute, every up and down together, as long as you're in it, girl, my world keeps getting better. I swear I can't fall harder, oh, but I've said that before. And just like that, why I love you more, baby, just like that, why I love you more, yeah. No, it ain't a competition, and I ain't keeping score, but I love you more, yeah, I love you more. Baby, I can't see the future, one thing I know for sure, I'm gonna love you more, yeah. And with every minute, every up and down together, as long as you're in it, girl, my world keeps getting better. I swear I can't fall harder, but I've said that before. And just like that, why I love you more, baby, just like that, why I love you more, yeah, just like that, I love you more, baby, just like that, why I love you more. Thank you, man.
Thank you, man.
Thank you. Thank you.
So, just to get outside of the story of this this 3-part series for a second, I have to ask you this because I was reading earlier that you can allegedly play 30 instruments. You are proficient on 30 instruments, is what I'm told, and I immediately started to try to think of 30 instruments at all.
I love how skeptical you sound.
Well, you know, I was thinking, like, I'm just
be.
in my head. I'm thinking of
You should
just name 30 instruments. So
Yeah, no, I can't.
What did you start with? It was a guitar,
No, I started on accordion.
on the accordion.
Yeah.
Very Louisiana.
That's totally normal in Louisiana. Yeah, pretty much everybody gets one.
Yeah.
And then it was drums actually. Yeah.
Yeah.
And I think that's why I love playing drums. In fact, I ended up playing drums on the last track on More, the one that's coming out next Friday. Just kind of by accident, just ended up jamming at home and trying some stuff, and that ended up making the record. But yeah, man, I think here's what you need to know about that. Here's where that comes from.
Yeah.
I mean, obviously we live in this beautiful digital age, and I think I'm so stoked for creative people now. My first recording setup was, number one, it was affordable, so that's the world we live in.
Yep.
You know what I mean? And it was actually a Tascam digital 8-track recorder, so I could only get 8 tracks, so I had to figure out how to bounce to one or whatever. And then the next thing was actually a Pro Tools inbox, and I've been sort of in that world ever since. So in Pro Tools and this digital world, I mean, you could call it it's a blessing and a curse, and a lot of people, sort of knock it. But here's the thing: you have endless tape. You have endless time. And as long as you're willing to put in the hours, man, you can suck until you get it right. You know what I mean? And you can fail, and no one will have to know about the failure. They'll only see the moment where the creative magic happens.
You kind of strike me as a one-take wonder, though. I don't know.
Definitely not. Not even close, yeah. No, man, and there's some times where you do have that magical take and that thing, but oftentimes, man, it just takes a while to find what you want to say. Or the right way to say what you want to say, maybe I spend too much time on it, and I've definitely been guilty of that, but that's where that comes from. I love working on demos and building tracks and stuff, and I just enjoy it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I enjoy the failure and the success at the end of it, you know? And sometimes the magic happens really early on and you miss it. And you got to go back and find it. You know?
If it's not buried under
Right.
9 more takes.
Totally, which I love the sort of production side of it as well. The engineering sort of side of it I've obsessed over, just because the more I understand it, the more it allows me to not have anything in my way when I'm ready to be creative.
Yeah.
I'm not kind of panicking because I don't know what mic to use and what sounds good on this, and I've kind of got my like beginner's secrets in that world to just to continue to let the music flow. Nothing gets in the way that way.
Yeah, and when you're writing, what is your go-to instrument? When you're building these songs, you write on acoustic guitar or piano, or does it depend on the sound you're looking for or the idea you have?
Yeah, man. The funny thing is, lately, I've actually tried not to play anything. In fact, one time, one of my favorite exercises I ever did, Troy Burgess was on the road with me, and I actually didn't put a guitar or any instrument in the back lounge of the bus where we were writing. And we wrote 7 songs in 2 days because I wasn't distracted.
Yeah.
And I think because I love playing guitar, I don't think I should have a guitar in my hand when I write. In fact, lately I've just had this notepad, not even a laptop, because laptops make me edit myself. If I come up with an idea that I don't love right away, I'll just enter it all the way down to the next page and it disappears.
Yeah.
And I find that that's such a destructive way to write. So it's honestly, lately, the only thing I write on is a pen and a pad.
Interesting. And so you're hearing, it's not a matter of like, working out chords or melodies. It's just coming out of your head.
I think the more I like work with them, playing them kind of causes me to think too much.
Yeah.
And if I just hear it, if I just feel it, you just sing a melody that feels right, and you tweak it as you go, as you record it. You keep messing with it, or you kind of hear a chord structure, and you just kind of sing it out, and you'll either throw it into like a loop track scenario, so that you can kind of take your hands off of it, or you'll just kind of like imagine it and just hear it in your head.
Yeah.
And I think that's why I like writing on piano too. Every time I get to it, it's not something I'm incredibly like comfortable on, so it makes me just kind of go simple and go from here.
Right. Still counts as one of the 30 though, the piano. Right?
Yeah, totally. Yeah.
All right. Cool. So you're gonna do the last song from this 3-part series. Tell me a little bit about how that one, what it is, and how it sort of fits in.
So this girl is I don't know. It's just a love song. It's just a happy love song musically. When you hear the track, you'll hear a lot of things that sound like that sound like home for me, at least. It just feels like musically we found something that stays on the one for the entire verse instead of like going through crazy chord progressions and just musically like guitar tones and things like that. It feels like home for me. So topically, it was just like, man, I can't believe that I'm the lucky guy that gets to love this girl. And it's just kind of a statement of gratitude, if you will, more than it is like, I love this girl. It's I'm lucky to. I'm lucky to know her, lucky that I met her, and lucky to be the one right next to her.
Cool.
Yeah. So. Girl watching that throwback movie with a glass of wine. A real deal girl with her hair up, guard down, telling me what's on her mind. Call me crazy, but I don't think I'm ever gonna have a hard time learning how to love this girl. She's beating on my friends, yeah, I even told my mom about her. And I'm falling more and more every minute, and I don't think I can live without her. Yeah, I go on and on about how I could go on and on about how much I love this girl. Well, how lucky am I that I get to love this girl, yeah. I get to see that side of her that no one knows but me. Well, how lucky am I that I get to love this girl, yeah. I get to see that side of her that no one knows but me. She's one of a kind, one in a million chance that I would find. Her hand in mine is crazy. I'm the lucky guy, the guy that gets to love this girl. Guy that gets to love this girl, yeah. Well, how lucky am I that I get to love this girl? I get to see that side of her that no one knows but me. She's a one of a kind, one in a million chance that I would find. Her hand in mine's crazy. I'm the lucky guy, the guy that gets to love this girl. Oh, the guy that gets to love this girl.
Thank you, Hunter.
Thanks, guys.
Yeah, so
Thank you,
just
thank you.
on a song like that, just to go back to my last, because I'm always curious about how musicians create.
Yeah.
Do you have that riff, and you're like, I like this riff, I'm going to build around it?
Yeah, I was trying to actually, I was trying to hear a vocal melody, and I was kind of working through it in my head, so I grabbed the acoustic guitar that was right next to me, and just, I like the kind of droniness of the key. We were actually in this key when we wrote it, but so it was kind of had that thing, and I just kind of like kind of hung there for a little bit longer.
Right.
Wasn't nearly as well. It's not really complex, but it just wasn't. It kept evolving as we sang it, and we were started with "Love this girl, watching that throwback movie with a glass of wine." Everything was pushed. Then we tried, "I love this girl, watching that throwback movie with a glass of wine." It was like close, but then we kind of mixed it up and messed with it.
Yeah.
"Love this girl, watching that throwback movie with a glass of wine." Just kept messing with it, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Meanwhile, we were also trying to paint these pictures that weren't so every other song that I've written, that, you know, of what this girl looks like, what's funny about it, you know what I mean, and what's beautifully sort of quirky, and what, you know, those quirks that kind of make you really look at somebody like, yeah, that's spectacular, you know what I mean?
Cool, man. Well, thanks for going through that with me. I'm always really, really interested to know how, you know, great musicians and instrumentalists sort of do what they do. So this is, of course, Hunter Hayes. He has this amazing trilogy of songs and videos coming out. So You Should Be Loved the song is out. The video is coming out on Monday.
Yeah.
And then song number 2, which is called More, is coming out next Friday.
Yep.
And people can sort of wait in eager anticipation from that point on.
yeah, just stay tuned, if you will. But yeah, part 1, 2, and 3 of Pictures, the video version of these songs, will be rolling out close to alongside the music.
All right.
So, yeah.
Cool. And people can check out hunterhayes.com and see these videos and watch, see the videos, hear the songs,
Watch the songs.
look for dates, and all the information you need is there. So Hunter Hayes, thank you so much for coming to Pace today and walking us through this great project and playing the songs for us. It was a great pleasure.
Thank you, man. I can't wait to come back and play you what's next after that.
Yeah, well, you stole my last line because I always say, man, come back and play again for us anytime.
Real quick, can you tell me about this room? Because
Yeah,
I keep
yeah.
looking around and I'm absolutely fascinated.
This
and I want to make
is
sure that everybody knows what's up.
this is one small portion of an archive that we have of all concert master recordings, and these are recordings that go back to the 50s and go all the way up to today. And we have everything from jazz, folk, blues, rock. I mean, punk, country, you name it. It's in here. I'll give you a tour as soon as we're done here.
Please do.
I should definitely mention, since you have given me the opportunity, all of this material, and this is a tiny fraction that you see here, is all digitized, and it is all on paste.com, and you can listen to all of it for free. It's all streaming at your disposal. So come to Paste and spend thousands of hours listening to free live music, because that's what we do.
That I can do.
Yeah.
All day and
Yeah.
all night. So,
Well,
there
we
you
are,
go.
we are, we are.
So
akin.
what you're saying is you won't miss anything if it happens to go missing as I walk out.
Yeah. Well, you know,
Basically, is what
we
you
have
just
a
said.
pretty rudimentary filing system here. So,
Right, yeah.
but we do have a tape detector. It's kind of like a metal detector, but it detects tape. So you're gonna have
don't
to.
believe you.
Yeah, you're gonna have to like go out the window and scale down the wall.
Well, I'll find out when I go out the window and go down 5 flights of stairs outside.
All right. Yeah. Cool, man.
Freezing cold.
Thanks
Thanks for
all right.
having me
Yeah.
on, man.
Yeah. Yeah.
Cheers.
Thanks for coming to Paste, and really do come back anytime, man.
Thank you, man.
All right.